Welcome back. We're on Chapter 1, Section 5, Problem Solving Plan. I have heard a lot of teachers in the past, especially over at Osceola Middle School or Fort King, using the thing what they call the unravel method. As you can see, I don't have anything for the unravel. The unravel, I find, is too hard for a child to remember, or a student. And then the other thing is that it has situations where you're actually doing something here, then they ask you to do something that should have been done up here above it. For example, this one right here would be understand the question. Okay? And then the down here, it would R stands for read the problem. Well, see, that's the problem I have with this, is that hopefully you're going to read the problem before you actually understand what question's being asked. So the sequencing in this is not very well. Unravel actually comes from what's the word I'm looking for? A thing that they use a lot of times in reading. And some math teachers decide to apply it towards word problems. Like I said, it doesn't really work that well. So what do we do in the situation like this? We go to what they call the four-step process. Very easy to learn, very easy to do. Okay? So step one is basically you're going to read and understand the question. Okay? What you can do for this is read the problem carefully. Okay? And once you've done that, you want to identify two things. Okay? The first thing that you want to identify is what you want to know. What you want to know. And the second thing is what do you want to find out? Okay? The second step in this particular process is make the plan. So what you're going to do is look at some of the key words. We talked about these, like quotient, add, subtract, sum, all those key words, and you're also going to tie it into what you want to find out. So basically, for making a plan, you want to decide on what approach you actually want to take. Sorry these little pauses while I'm writing. I try to skeleton it out as much as I possibly can. So step 3. Now that you have a plan, what you want to do is step 3. And you want to institute that plan into it. So you want to solve the problem. So in order to solve the problem, what you want to do is carry out your plan. And if it's not successful, you want to try another plan. Okay? So again, if you're doing it, you want to solve the problem and you want to carry out your plan. But if that plan does not work, you want to go back and you actually want to try another plan. Last thing you're going to do is step 4. And step 4 is basically looking back. What you want to do is go back and look at your answer. When you look at your answer, the thing that you're looking for is, does it make sense? Okay? Does it make sense? And the last thing you want to do is make sure that it works. So that's the plan that you have. So what we're going to do is look at a practice problem. Okay, and we're going to go through the steps. So chapter 1, section 5, continue. You have the sentence. You have $7 to buy an orange juice and bagels. A container of juice costs $1.25 and a bagel costs 75 cents. If you buy 2 containers of juice, how many bagels can you buy? So let's look at step 1. We read and understood it. When we read it, do we understand it? So what do you know? Well, the key things I know here on this particular plan is how much things cost, okay? So we know how much things cost and how much money you have, and we know the prices. Now, and what do you want to find out in this particular thing is you want to find out how many bagels can I buy. Okay, so what we're going to do is make a plan. What you're going to do is use the information that you have to write a verbal model, and then out of that verbal model you are going to write an equation. Okay, so that being said, what I'm going to do is write the verbal equation, and then I'm going to say the equation. So at this particular time, I know that I have $7. Okay, so, and I know bagels cost 25 cents, and also I know that juice is $1.25. Okay, so let's look at this. I have juice, 2 containers at $1.25. Bagels are 75 cents each, but what we want to do is find out how many we can buy, and then we know we only have $7. So in order to make that equation, we're going to say, okay, 2 times $1.25, which gives me 2.5. We're going to add whatever the bagels are, which we have 75 cents, and we're going to use a variable, is equal to $7. At that particular time, now what we're going to do is solve that particular problem. So, to solve it, we're going to say 2.5 plus 0.75b is equal to 7. Okay, so now what we're going to do is solve for b, like I said. So we're going to actually, at this particular time, say, okay, if I say 7.5, I'm doing this where you would solve it a different way, but what I'm showing you is solving by using mental. So if I said 7.5 plus 0.75b, and I said b, let's pick a number out of the air, is 4, that will equal $7. So when I do the addition here and the multiplication, what I'm going to come out is 5.5 is equal to 7. Or it's not equal to 7. Okay? So we know that that is not true. So what I'm going to do is go in and go up a little another step. So I'm going to say 7.5 plus 0.75 times 6 is equal to 7. Well, now when I do that, I'm going to find that this will come out to be 7 equals 7. That is true, so that means at this particular time I can buy 7 bagels. Okay? Then let's go back and look what you have. If you go back and plug in the 7 up here, so I have 7.5, excuse me, 2.5, my fault, plus 0.75 times 6 is equal to 7. Oh, sorry, 7 bagels, I'm sorry. 7 times that. So now I have 2.5, $2.50, plus 4.5 is equal to 7. So 7 does equal 7, so we know that it makes sense. The last thing that I'm going to go over in this particular chapter is formula review. There's 4 formulas here that you need to be familiar with. Basically what I do is called the plug and chug method. You just need to know what the C, the F, and all those different things stand for. So this C would equal Celsius. That might be spelled wrong. And the F is Fahrenheit. Simple interest. The I is equal to interest. Misspelled again, sorry. P is principal. R is rate. And rate is usually done in a percentage. And T is time. Next one, we have distance traveled. D is equal to the distance. R is the rate, and when we talk about rate here, we're talking about the speed. And T is time, and what we're talking about is the time it takes to travel that. Last one is what they call profits. And with the profits, the P is going to stand for profit. Okay. The I, give you a second to think what you think the I is. If you're trying to make a profit in something, what do you think the I is going to be? If you say I is your income, or the money coming in, that's correct. And E, if I have money coming in, I have money going out, which is the E, and that's what we call expenses. Once again, thank you for tuning in to this video. Hopefully you will find it helpful in your adventures in Chapter 1, Section 5.